And so we're going to start off with Sylus, and then we'll do Zane and Caleb, because those are the ones I pulled for. I didn't mean to pull for Caleb's, but I pulled for his.
Galactic light shines bright. All stars gleam in harmony. As witnesses, they shall celebrate the official engagement between the Empress of the Cosmic Empire and Sylus, the sovereign of...
Oops, I didn't mean to go that fast, sorry. As I fasten the last button of my gown, the ceremonial space fighters complete their first lap outside the palace. I look down, a crimson ring lies quietly in its jewelry box. It's an essential element of this political marriage alliance. The lightweight gown is deliberately chosen. I lift my skirt and hurry towards Sylus.
Did you choose a color that
met? Let me finish that. Finish towards Sylus, standing before the doors of the main hall. He waits with his arms crossed.
Just me.
You should feel honored. As if acknowledging my words, Sylus bows and extends his hand. It's a gesture towards invitation.
It's time to receive our blessings.
Remember, this is a deal between us. Don't cross the line. After my palm slides onto his, he tightly grips it. An irresistible force pulls me toward him, and I stumble before he uses his other hand to support my back.
This distance is expected of two people in a stable, harmonious relationship. Your Majesty. If you want people to notice something's not right, well, you're free to push my hand away.
He moves his hand slowly, provocatively, before it finally settles on my waist. Sylus pulls me into his embrace. Reflected in the mirror, we're so close that we're seemingly one entity.
You're already regretting it. This marriage of convenience is just a deal between us. Until we walk through that door, you still have a chance to back out. Do you still want to do it?
Listen to what I have to say. I am the Empress of the Galactic... Why do you always do that to me? Game. Listen to what I have to say. I am the Empress of the Galactic Empire. What I choose to do is not for others to interfere with. To encounter Sylus's provocation, I firmly peel... Why do you do this, game? I firmly peel open and interlace my fingers with his. This game is not letting me read.
I would never possess a hint of remorse when the benefits of our marriage alliance are involved.
A tickling sensation runs between my fingers as Sylus adjusts the ring I'm wearing. He ensures the crimson gemstone embedded on it is facing upward. It's a symbol of power behind him and what I demanded from him. And on his ring finger, the ring representing me, the Empress of the Cosmic Empire, shines just as brilliantly at this moment. This is also what he demanded from me. The palace gate opens open between us. Arm in arm, Sylus and I enter the aerial garden beneath the boundless universe. Conversation abruptly ceases. The nobles and ministers are in their luxurious attire and set down with their glasses and bow to us with an utmost reverence. The luncheon officially begins. As I gesture for everyone to forego the formalities, Sylus moves even closer. His words mixed with amusement wash over my ear.
Your Majesty, I'm no longer an outsider. I am your fiancé.
I lean in against his shoulder and direct his attention to the unmanned camera flying toward us. In the cosmic year 490 in 649, I can't read. Sylus, Chaosy Sovereign, and I hold a grand ceremony to announce our engagement to the universe. But only we know that our union is nothing more than a deception, a deal, a mutual exploitation. It all started 14 days ago, on my third day of my consecration ceremony. The third day of my consecration ceremony is known as a day of Fleety. On this day, the nobles of the Empire, the overlords governing planets, and even the sovereigns of galaxies, who are the vessels of the Empire, must present the most precious gifts to the new monarch to prove their loyalty. Only on this day does the Emperor's mothership allow those who pledge their loyalty to board. It permits people to be within 10 inches of the Empress so that they can present the rare treasures she might already possess and recite words or praise she has grown tired of hearing. There is no other reason. Rulers throughout the ages know that the purpose of fealty has never been about those gifts. The lady on the far right. The previous empire regulated her managing the royal library, but her abilities exceeded that role. I still need a personal secretary. She's the best candidate. Sitting on the throne, I gaze at the countless private spacecraft before me. They're as numerous as the stars. The one in the center, I remember him being the previous emperor's close friend. He's the wealthiest overlord in the empire. Who knows how much the empire's tax revenue has gone into his pockets. Also, before the previous empire was beheaded, I received intel about his preparations to deflect a hostile galaxy, the Glory Federation. How should I deal with him? The Empire has prospered for hundreds of years, but to me, it's a massive ship with rotting, obsolete parts. One can only find many parasites like him throughout the Empire. So the sake of my sovereignty, these people cannot stay here. But I know that in everyone's eyes, I'm still young and inexperienced. Rash actions can only backfire on me. I must think with strategy before making my move. Regardless of the reason, my position must be under must never be undermined. Question. The whispers interrupting my thoughts. Among the stars, a streak of unmistakable crimson appears. Red. It's from Chaosy? I rise from the throne, following my movements. The Imperial soldiers guarding the deck quickly close in around me. Overhead, a red spacecraft grazes past the numerous loyalist vessels and forces them to move out of the way. All units on standby. Only move when I issue out the command. For hundreds of years, the two entities have been powerful enough to compete for the position of power to rule the cosmos, the Cosmic Empire, and the Glory Federation. But in this past century, an emerging power, Chaosy, has made its mark in the universe. The Chaosy galaxy is located at the edge of the cosmos. It's covered in abnormal magnetic fields and surrounded by massive amounts of planetary debris. The Empire has staged multiple attacks to conquer it in the past, but it's always returned defeated. The reasons, aside from its easily defended terrain, include a unique resource controlled exclusively by Chaos's inhabitants. Etherstone, if I'm saying that right? It's a mineral with a reddish hue. When embroidered in a cold weapon, it makes them invincible. For firearms, Etherstone multiplies their strength and makes them nearly unstoppable. Even the Cosmic Empire, with its strongest military, has to be cautious when dealing with them. As Chaosy's sovereign, Sylus interfered in wars between galaxies and profited from all involved parties by acting as a weapons supplier. This has allowed Chaosy to grow rapidly. In just 100 years, Chaosy ranks third in the Empire and the Glory Federation. It's another force that strikes fear across galaxies. Chaosy will never pledge loyalty to me. To show up uninvited, what does Sylus want? My mind races as I consider countermeasures. Meanwhile, the red vessel is already docking. The Empire's blades and guns are in position. They're aimed at the vessel's hatch and the person who's about to emerge.
This is quite the welcome.
One step too composed, he walks away from the vessel and acts as if the weapons aimed at him don't exist. Just like that, he's standing before me.
I'm here to see you, Your Majesty.
He doesn't bow to me. Instead, he opens up an exquisite jewelry box to display the Etherstone ring. Tell me why you're here.
For our proposed marriage, of course.
His words send shockwaves of disbelief that ripple into the crowd. I narrow my eyes and study him. What Sylus said is true. The engagement between us has existed for as long as I can remember. Even though I know it means to keep Chaosy in check, I found myself paying attention to Sylus as a person over the years. I knew we'd meet someday, but I didn't expect him to barge in like this and bring up our marriage alliance. Rumors claim Sylus was hideous, monstrous, and terrifying to look at. I used to think that if I had to go through with the marriage, I'd just kill him. I see not every rumor is true. Sylus is more intriguing than I imagined. The unexpected visitor has brought a day of fealty to complete halt. I scan the crowd of bewildered faces. Everyone is waiting for me to make my position known. Accompany me to a more private place. We need to have a proper discussion about this marriage. I emphasize the word private. Sylus raises an eyebrow and flashes an amused smile.
Lead the way.
With just one expression in a sentence, I'm certain he's not here for our marriage. My footsteps echo against the marble floor of the palace corridor. Sylus follows behind me. Sometimes he's close, and then other times he's distant. It's as if he's playing a game that's designed to test my patience. At the end of the corridor is the study used for receiving envoys from other galaxies. I open the door and lead Sylus inside. Let's cut to the chase. Our engagement has existed since childhood. If you actually wanted me to honor it, you wouldn't have visited me now.
I thought an empress would have more sophisticated negotiation skills. But I don't mind. I like people who are direct. I'm visiting you because I'd like to maximize the benefits of this deal.
He strolls over to a holographic cosmic map that's been projected in the center of the study. He moves his fingers to push the Empire toward me.
Is the Empire's throne still comfortable? I'm afraid the former Emperor left you a rather large mess to deal with. For example, there are certain people who oppose you. They're powerful, yet impossible to remove.
Countless ministers' faces flash through my mind. I mask the disgust and suspicion in my heart with a polite smile.
What if I told you that Chaosy is willing to help you deal with these obstacles?
He looks so good, by the way. I'm listening. With a flick of his finger, Sylus sends the projected Chaosy galaxy toward me. Its after images trail behind it as if it settles next to the cosmic empire.
Marriage is the simplest, least suspicious way to unite two powers. Assuming we use it as our pretext, Chaosy shall become your deadliest weapon, one unbound by imperial constraints. For matters involving eliminating people, you don't need to consider the voices that restrain you, or worry about whether acting too hastily will lead to a rebellion.
At some point, Sylus moves closer to whisper dangerous, tempting words in my ear. Is a fiend trying to tempt me? The plays of taverns always involve a study where a human makes a deal with a fiend, and the price is one soul. However, I suspect my soul is less attractive compared to the benefits you can gain from me. Sylus smiles and places the jewelry box containing the ring in my hand.
Chaosy's former sovereign stepped down years ago, yet he still covets the power that comes with this position. He made all sorts of friends and continues to be pesky. One of them has unknown origins and serves as his biggest supporter. I want you to use your status as Empress to find out who that person is.
So, I'm not the only one making a deal with fiends today. While weighing the pros and cons, my attention is drawn to the flickering red light in the jewelry box again. Finding out someone's identity isn't difficult. More importantly, I might be able to gain some access to some ether thrones. I hope I'm saying that right. With them in my possession, no galaxy can rival the cosmic empire. Alright, Deal. Our negotiations come to an end. Silas's smile widens as he takes my hand and gently kisses the back of it.
Good. I expected as much. You and I are kindred spirits. Nothing is more pleasant than reaching an understanding with someone with the same mindset.
I smile, which serves as an agreement with his words. I have a feeling that the cosmic landscape is going to become more interesting from now on. The ceremonial space fighters, their contrails in the Empire's colors, have completed their 13 passes. There is just one last step.
You may kiss your fiancé, Your Majesty.
Amidst the cheers of the crowd, I smile and step towards Sylus. I wrap my arms around his neck. Is there anything you'd like to tell me? Sylus leans in, his breath drawing near. The tip of his nose almost touches mine.
Have someone search for the wealthy overlord's body in the war zone near the Empire's outskirts tomorrow. You can publicly declare this as an accidental death from straying too far into a battlefield, or reveal a crime to justify his execution. It's up to you.
Wonderful. This deal in the name of the marriage alliance is proving to be as valuable as I expected. But will Sylus be the one I can safely deal with? He said we're kindred spirits, so I suspect this safety won't last very long. The most effective way to deal with him is to use him, then once I kill him, I can seize the opportunity to annex Chaosy and make it mine. The previous rulers of the Cosmic Empire have failed to achieve this, and this achievement is enough to ensure no one will dare challenge me again.
I've shown my sincerity. Now it's your turn. Come to Chaosy with me tomorrow. This marriage alliance needs a more convincing performance.
Of course. After finishing my last words with a smile, I kiss Sylus. The wine from the banquet is sharp and potent. The spine-tingling flavors seep into my mouth as Sylus kisses me back. However, even though I made a deal with the fiend, I can only feel how wonderful it is at this moment. Perhaps it's because of the power it's easily within reach, or maybe it's because Sylus' kisses are truly intoxicating. Unlike the Empire's method of selecting monarchs, Chaosy values raw strength. Defeat the current sovereign, and you can take their place. For the past several centuries, Chaosy's previous ruler, Rogray, was invincible until Sylus defeated him. If he's that powerful, did he approach me just because Rogray was colluding with other galaxies? One must always be on guard. I've entertained thoughts of killing Sylus. It's likely he's doing.
Your Majesty? Your Majesty.
Yes. The secretary's voice over the comms brings me back to my senses. She's already finished the report of the matters discussed in today's court. Do as you suggested, and keep a close watch on the situation in the palace for me while I'm away. especially the former Empire's young brother, Zinlai. He's been scheming lately.
Yes, Your Majesty. I shall keep a close eye on Lord Zinlai.
After the call ends, I lean against the spaceship's porthole. Using its reflection, I observe Sylus, who's been at the dining table before I start thinking
I
again.
suggest you find a place to sit down.
What? He's unhurriedly stabs his fork into the last piece of salmon. It's an Earth dish recreated by the spaceship's chef.
I warned you.
Now entering the Chaosy Galaxy. Autopilot has been disengaged. Switching to manual control mode.
As soon as those words leave the speaker, the spaceship suddenly lurches violently. All visible equipment malfunctions because of the magnetic field interference. Lights flicker erratically. A second wave of turbulence hits. As the world spins, I reach out towards Sylus for a split second before I expected him to let me fall, but he catches me. His arm is firmly around my waist.
You have good reflexes.
Sylus' face looms close as I can almost make out the fine hairs of his face and the shadow cast of his eyelashes under the light. Why are you being so kind all of a sudden?
If I hadn't helped you, the Empire would probably be preparing their next monarch's coronation ceremony right now. Besides, it's normal for spouses to lend each other a helping hand.
We haven't even officially gotten. Before I can continue, Sylus grabs a helmet and places it on my head without saying another word.
We're here. Say whatever you want to say after you put on the helmet.
With a snap, he flies down the helmet's visor, and my vision immediately tinted with a gray filter as an environmental data appears. A moment passes before my vision clears. Sylus has also put on a helmet. The hatch opens, he smiles, and he turns to look at me.
Welcome to Chaosy, Your Majesty.
My first impression of Chaosy is that it's hot. Scorching heat that seems ready to burn everything blazes across the planet's surface. I don't know how to say that word. I'm not gonna try and say that word. Realize the source of it. I look up and the disordered planet explodes overhead. Countless fragments come crashing down like snowflakes with a thunderous roar. The ground shakes. I can't hear anything until my ears finally stop ringing. I open my eyes.
Do you feel better?
What happened? I look past Sylus, who seems unfazed. Among the nearby planetary debris are several crimson crystals. Are those ether stones?
They also make up the planet's core.
Heat wave like mist drifts out from the ether stones. Wherever it passes, vegetation withers instantly, their roots showing signs of corrosion, if I'm saying that right.
Planets collide above Chaosy, and their destruction spews out cores containing immense energy. Coexisting with them is the price you pay for survival.
I tighten my helmet and watch as several heavy, bundled Chaosy inhabitants emerge from the unknown place. They pick up the ether stones. I see their faces through my visor. They bear wounds from Coruscant, and none of them have really healed.
Your Majesty, do you still think the Empire can handle resources such as Erythro stones?
The Empire has the Sky Curtain. It can black out disasters like this and selectively show the people.
A beautiful, peaceful, serene side of the cosmos. And it lets them appreciate life's beauty while looking at virtual scenery.
Sylus smiles and a hint of mockery flashes through his eyes. I've seen that expression before. It was when he looked at the beautiful scenery projected by the Sky Curtain from the palace balcony.
It numbs people's perception of chaos. No one would do such a thing here. Chaos is the universe's endpoint, its destination. And the first rule of survival here is to be in charge of chaos. Aren't you the same way?
Me?
Didn't you wager everything with this marriage so you could be in charge of the Empire's chaos?
Numerous thoughts flood my mind, and faces harboring ulterior motives flash before my eyes. Interesting. They're a source of chaos, yet they're also literally the stepping stones that will secure my reign. Yes, you and I are definitely kindred spirits. Sylus's attendant has been waiting for quite some time. The royal guard remains on standby. I only brought 2 people as personal escorts. We follow Sylus and his attendant toward the floating platform that leads to Chaosy. The floating platform descends into an abysmal darkness. It travels into an unknown distance. Then a glimmer of light appears. The capital is underground.
When the Erythro stone showers pass, it will rise to the surface and operate like a normal city-state.
The underground capital is seemingly encased in an endless night. The lights never go out, and the people's shadows are accompanied by bustling sounds. The center of the city is our destination. That's where Sylus's residence is. At the highest point of the residence, a dragon-shaped ether stone is embedded. That's what Sylus chose as his emblem. Like a sun or a heart, it's impossible to ignore. It compels people to look up.
My lord, the welcoming banquet for the Empress has been arranged. Lord Rogray and his relatives have also arrived.
Thinking about how I'm about to meet the former sovereign who competed with Sylus for power, according to rumors, I placed my hand on Sylus's. Why are you laughing? You're not pretending anymore?
I'm pretending.
He grips my hand and calluses left by weapons brush against my palm. Yes, Sylus and I fell in love at first sight.
I'm not smitten with her appearance. I adore her for her way of thinking.
I'm not smitten about his appearance either. I like his... I pause, unable to come up with the right words. Seeing this, Sylus leans in. An amused expression is on his face.
What do you like about me? I'm very curious.
This banquet being held on the pretense of welcoming me is actually a confrontation between Chaosi's old and new leaders. Sylus and I sit in the seats of honor. We face a group of Rogue's relatives, potential enemies. We were discussing something that interests everyone in a casual conversation. Love. Prying eyes scrutinize my relationship with Sylus. His fatigue, his reputation, his wit. Let's say his wit. I like his wit. He's no ordinary man if he can make an entire cosmos know the name of Chaosi in such a short time. He's the only one who's worthy of being my husband and in our future together. There's a slight movement beside me as Sylus raises his glass.
This drink is to my wife.
The words, "its future wife," is on the tip of my tongue. I want to subtly correct him, but when I turn, I meet his amused gaze. Never mind. As the banquet draws to a close, the elderly man sitting behind...
Your Majesty,
Sir. The elderly man beside Sylus slowly stands up. He raises his glass before me, tilting his head back to...
Chaosi's Erythrostone shower will be over soon. When it does, the city shall rise to the surface.
Hi, Al, welcome in. How are you? What are you making for dinner?
Our sovereign will be busy with his affairs, but I can show you what Chaosi has to offer.
A kind gaze with a glaring sharpness beneath the surface, gentle words laced with implications. I'm too familiar with this. He's trying to win me over. Nearby, Sylus, who has remained composed throughout the banquet, he leans forward. With an enigmatic smile, he refills Rogre's empty glass.
Maybe I wouldn't be so busy if you had retired earlier.
Homemade Salisbury steak. Ooh, that sounds absolutely delicious. Yummy. At some point, the banquet had grown quiet. Only Sylus's hand and Rogre's voices echo through the vast mansion. As the wine glass is presented to Rogre, the corners of his mouth slightly tremble despite his smile. His gaze is still fixed on me. I know everyone is watching me. They're focused on my choice, Sylus included. But his gaze reveals no particular position. There's only pure curiosity. I think Sylus would be a competent guide for showing me Chaosi's sights and sounds.
Of course.
A faint rumbling echoes in the distance. The planet has most likely broken up and crashed to the ground. Urga smiles and drains his glass. The stagnant air finally moves again, and the atmosphere has already turned unusually cold.
A harmonious marriage is also something worth celebrating.
It's going alright though. How are you? I'm doing okay. I'm just kind of hanging out. I'm very late to stream, so I am sorry, which is my fault.
However, Chaosi is dangerous. Even if you're only here temporarily, I hope you'll choose your position wisely.
Oh god, excuse me. The open conflicts and the underhanded scheming and chaos is far from over. In just a few short days, I received numerous invitations under various pretexts. I have my intentions to go to these events in my place. Behind the scenes, I asked them to record Chaosi's terrain, the locations of important buildings, and the cycle of Etherstone showers. I also secretly bribed some locals to monitor Sylus's movements for me. I haven't forgotten why I'm here. Even though Sylus and I are obstinal isles, I don't know how to say that word, allies, he remains my greatest obstacle if I want to conquer Chaosy. I thought these days of Chaosy would pass by peacefully. Unexpectedly, Rogray turned out to be more audacious and reckless than I anticipated. On the night of Etherstone showers ended, the city rose to the surface. I jokingly asked Sylus to fulfill his duties as a guide. What? They're at the bottom somewhere. Give me a second, everyone. Sorry. Okay, sorry about that. Sorry about that, everybody. Had to fix something. Though these days of chaos he would pass by peacefully, unexpectedly. Oh yeah, I already read that part. Okay. On the night of Etherstone showers ended, the city rose to the surface. I jokingly said, okay, I already read that too. Okay. An association plot has been silently brewing in the darkness, soon catches up to us.
Be careful.
Sure if I read those. Once I hear the commotion, jet-black arrows fly from the trees behind us. They whistle as they cut through the air. Sylus reacts more quickly. Before the arrow can take us both out, he pulls me into his arm and dodges to the side.
Unfortunate. We won't be able to enjoy the night. Can you fight?
I'm often a target of assassination, so I can deal with a few murderers. How many are present?
In their previous attempts, they never sent more than 30 people. But since the Empress has graced us with her presence, there will probably be around 50. Let's make this quick.
The personal guards get into position with well-trained precision. Their captain throws a rifle to me. Sylus ducks his head. The attack assassination surge like waves, one after another. They quickly drown out the sound of their comrades' death in their mechanical assault. Their Etherstone weapons flicker to the ominous glow. Each swing carries a deadly, killing intent. Since they're attacking me and Sylus, I'm almost certain that these are rogue race people, but if I die here, the situation will be more advantageous for Sylus. Why would he save me? There's no time to overthink. I pull the trigger again and hit the assassin attempting to ambush Sylus from behind. The underlit night, the assassin's blood flows through Chaosi's dry riverbeds. My shoes and Sylus's face are stained. I don't know how much time has passed, but the long battle is finally over. The victors have been decided. Bodies lie scattered before me. Heavily breathily, I lean against a tree. In the darkness, Sylus pulls a blade from the ground and slowly walks toward me. My temple throbs. I conceal myself further and grip my dagger in self-defense.
All the assassins are dead. Why are you hiding?
His voice appears right next to my ear. I tense up. Only after a moment passes do I manage to put out a composed expression. And you, holding an assassin's weapon, what are you planning to do? He turns to reveal a blade of fragment that's sticking out of his back. Blood continues to seep from the wound.
I want you to help me get it out.
I instruct the attendant to fetch medicine from the starship, then I help Sylus lean against a tree and sit down beside him. The hem of my dress, torn from the battle, is in the way. I rip it off and use it to wipe the bloodstains from my hands and Sylus's.
This blade might have erythra stones, but this is the standard design commonly used by the Empire's craftsmen. Do you have any leads on Rogue Ray's associates?
I freeze, recalling my original deal with Sylus. I was supposed to investigate and uncover Rogue Ray's hidden allies. At this moment, a name comes to mind. Zenlai. He's the previous Empire's younger brother. He should have been the next monarch because of his bloodline, but the Empire abolished the hereditary system long ago.
Oh. So he resents you for taking his position and wants you dead. And he just so happened to meet the former sovereign of Chaosi, who wants me dead. They're a perfect match.
It was mentioned in my secretary's recent messages that Zenlai has gone missing since I left. Before disappearing, he contacted multiple weapon dealers within the Empire. Fragments of information call us to reveal the conspiracy's true shape. As I recall my experience up to this point, I don't know how to say that word, realized something. You already knew Rogue Ray was colluding with the Empire. Is that why you sought me out? You used me as bait, Sylus.
I used myself as bait, too. Besides, no one is better than you in terms of determining which Imperial citizen wants to take the throne. Working with you makes investigating easier.
I put on a stern expression and silently tear open the bandages into my hands. I'm practically embracing Sylus from behind as I wrap his wounds. After thinking it over, I forcefully wrap the remaining bandages around Sylus's wrist and tie a knot.
You're being childish.
I glare at him before leaning back against a tree. My gaze sweeps over the cracked earth beneath my feet. Then I gaze at Chaos's sky. The city-state has risen to the surface, is a speck on the horizon. Without the persuasive red mist, its bright light is as striking as stars. In the night sky, crimson nebulae, I think I'm saying that right, I don't know, slightly churn and flicker with a faint electrical light. They pulsate like a silent heartbeat. Do you often deal with assassination attempts?
Anytime, anywhere, daytime and nighttime. It's very annoying. But enjoying the scenery after? This is a first.
In the Empire, the scenery of the pre-designed by engineers using the weather system. I've never seen anything that's like this natural wild scenery before. It's precious. This is the same feeling that Chaos gave me, and I turn to look at Sylus. He pulls me against his shoulder as if he anticipated it. Question mark.
Chaosy didn't have scenery like this in the past. This is a monster-like galaxy. It pulls in any planets that come close and devours them. Chaosy's primary and secondary stars are also locked in the same struggle. They pull and tear each other apart. This nebula is the remnant of their struggle.
Are you saying
Chaosy will march towards its own destruction? Maybe in a few hundred years. Maybe tomorrow.
His chest gently rises and falls with each breath. Yet Sylus speaks of his homeland's destruction with an unsettling nonchalance. It's like how he often offers no explanation for those intimate movements, yet everything is treated as natural. I suddenly understand why he's trying so hard to control chaos. You'd rather be destroyed by your own terms than wait for an ending. There's a soft rustling beside me and as Sylus takes my hand. He guides it toward the nebula. Slowly, carefully, he guides my fingers to trace the scenery before us. It's as if he's sketching an invisible future.
It's like a dragon.
He raises his chin toward the sky.
Its shape is like a dragon. Have you heard of them before?
Your emblem in Chaosy is a dragon. They're mythical creatures, yes. The Empire's library has several novels with stories about them. In those tales, dragons devour cities, burn wastelands, consume people's souls. Sylus suddenly laughs as if he thought of something.
Most people endure the status quo while secretly hoping for a new established order to arrive. But that is built on the destruction of the old world. So people create dragons to overturn the current world for them. All the dreams they don't dare to realize are realized by it.
He tightens his grip on my hand, and his gaze reminds me of a dragon's eyes you'd read about. I'm unable to look away.
I know you want to kill me. I want to kill you too, for the future and established order you desire. Using any means necessary is fair.
You want to conquer the Cosmic Empire after killing me and turn it into a livable chaosy. The speculations I've harbored are voiced, yet I feel calmer than expected.
And you want to annex Chaosy to make it the cornerstone of your reign. See, I told you we were a perfect match.
I also realized that my thoughts about why he saved me were unnecessary. Similar to how I want to kill him, he wants to kill me. So he won't let me die at the hands of others. How long do we have until we're enemies?
It won't be long. When the time comes, I look forward to it overturning the cosmos itself. There are no dragons in this world, but we can become
The dragons make me
dragons.
think of his dragon myth. Oh my gosh. This crimson night seems to have ended. It's just time for Sylus and me. We helped each other stand. Under our feet, our shadows sway and stretch in the distant firelight. They overlap. Even so, I can still clearly distinguish his shadow and my own from their outlines. "10 days pass. My visit to Chaosy has ended, so Sylus and I part ways at the wrap point. I return to the Empire, but his spaceship doesn't head back to his homeland. I know that Chaosy won't just watch from the sidelines and supply weapons in galactic wars now. Before the countdown of our enmity begins, I occasionally communicate with Sylus after the court adjourned. Is this the collection team I sent to Chaosy useful? The Empire's research department has been developing a batch of anti-Coruscant equipment. I thought it would be perfect to send them to you for testing.
Using this equipment to collect Erythra stones is convenient. But this is enough. The team doesn't need to stay in Chaosy anymore.
As he speaks, a notification appears into the interface's lower right corner. It's a request from the guards at the Imperial border regarding the repair, I don't know how to say that word, of the collection team personnel. The Empire's technology is second to none in the Cosmo. I just wanted to support my fiance's homeland.
Only the two of us are in this comms channel. You can stop pretending. Ordinary collection teams wouldn't be as well trained as these people. I'm not unaware of your plans that involve Erythra stones. Do it more covertly next time. Maybe then you'll actually fool me.
I glare at him and end the call. At least the informants I planted in Chaosy haven't been discovered. During this time, I frequently receive gifts from Sylus. Each a memento from a different planet he's received. Dilo's white snow crystal sand, Pharaoh's thorn-covered flowers, Case's wind. I repeatedly check to confirm these things are gifts and nothing more.
If I were to give you intel, I wouldn't use these baubles as cover. Is receiving gifts from your fiancé an unbelievable thing for you, Your Majesty?
It's not like we're in an actual romantic relationship. Of course I'd be surprised. Over the comm, Sylus gestures as if he's flicked my forehead.
You should start getting used to it from now on. Before we become enemies, our marriage alliance should continue for both our sakes.
What Sylus doesn't know is that his gifts accompanied by countless reports of him during court.
Chaosi's former sovereign Rogray has been on the run for several days. Currently, Sylus is leading forces to annex every galaxy that sheltered and support. Your Majesty, Chaosi continues to expand. Considering their access to the Erythrostone weapons that Sylus possesses, the threat is immeasurable.
Your Majesty, there have been sightings of Zinlai and Rogray on the same planet. They're recruiting mercenaries. We've tracked them down. They established a military base in the Lorne Galaxy. I'm afraid Zinlai is preparing to attack the Empire.
Your Majesty, Sylus has become synonymous with destruction throughout the cosmos. You should annul your engagement with him. Otherwise, the galaxies that support the Empire will feel a sense of betrayal.
Your Majesty.
Enough. I close my eyes and rub my temples. Zenlai and Sylus, both of them are ticking time bombs. If Sylus chose to invade the Empire while Zenlai stages his rebellion. Instead of waiting, it's better to make the first move. I'll intercept Zenlai in advance. Rogray can be used as a hostage to challenge Chaosi. Here are my orders. Gather the most elite soldiers from our military. We shall prepare a suppression campaign against Zenlai and Rogray. No one else can catch wind of this.
Understood. But Zinlai's military base has anti-radar systems that block all detection methods. I'm afraid...
Don't worry, I have another way. It isn't until nightfall, when the garden shadows slant into a great hall, and the strategic discussion about the campaign finally ends. Just as I'm about to leave, the strategist's voice rings out behind me. It's like a persistent ghost pursuing me.
Your Majesty, please announce the annulment of your engagement with Sylus as soon as possible. Otherwise, the Empire's relationship with other galaxies will be difficult to maintain.
I know what I'm doing. Having spent a full day at court, my mind is coated with fatigue. After slowly washing up, I spread out Kelsey's topographical map on my desk. Enter. My secretary is probably bringing me the midnight snacks. I'm used to this routine and don't look up. Amid the rustling, soft hands gently rest on my shoulders and begin to massage them.
It's very late, Your Majesty. You should rest.
State your purpose.
What are you talking about, Your Majesty?
Speak now, or else you won't leave this room alive.
Your Majesty,
After spelling useless syllables, meaningless, sorry, he finally stammers out a sentence.
I heard you wanted to annul your engagement with Sylus. I consider myself no worse than him, so I decided to recommend myself.
Question mark? Snapping out of my confusion that was caused by his bewildering words, I brush away his hands and cover the trigraphical map and turn to him. In that case, enlighten me. What can you bring me by being my fiancé? Resources? Connections? I smile and look at him from head to toe. You're not going to tell me it's your face, are you? I'm not sure if I misheard, but there's a familiar chuckle outside the window. Why is Sylus here? This is insane. There are guards everywhere.
It's just...
He wants to say something, but the laughter outside suddenly stops. A thread like red mist drifts into the room. The rest of his words are struck in his throat. A low gurgle, like cry for help. However, the owner of that power doesn't give him a chance to open his mouth. In a blink of an eye, the man's body, entangled in red mist, folds. It's an extremely disheveled manner. He's thrown out of the room. In his place stands someone I haven't seen for many days.
Despite the fact we've been apart for so long, your judgment and taste are still normal. That's something worth celebrating.
And you, I didn't think that you'd throw caution to the wind. There are guards outside, and yet you managed to not make too much commotion. Did you bring what I want? The magnetic field of the outer edge of Chaosy can disable almost all systems. Rogra's anti-radar inference isn't an exception. I asked Sylus to bring me a chip of what could simulate the magnetic field's characteristics. He walks into my room, his gaze sweeping over the area where the noblemen have been several times. He fidgets with the ring on his finger. Following Sylus's gaze, I look at my bare ring finger. I took the ring off before I washed up.
Since when were you so careless, Your Majesty? If you're going to put on an act, you need to commit. That explains why a lowlife like him found an opportunity.
How are you so sure? Sylus, you're acting strange. He takes another step towards me, his finger sliding to the edge of the table, where I temporarily placed there falls into his palm.
Do you want to call off our engagement?
The unexpected question catches me off guard. I didn't expect Sylus to care. Just as I'm about to tell him the truth, I changed my mind. Are you concerned? I reach out to lift Sylus's chin. I smile as I expose him. I see. You're jealous. But what can I do? You have a terrible reputation. This union doesn't benefit me whatsoever. Sylus's arm tightens around my lower back as he lifts me. He takes a step and pins me against the wall.
Then let's take this chance to restate our terms again. No matter how voracious your appetite is. No.
You're acting strange. His kiss interrupts me. His familiar scent traps me between the wall and his embrace. Before I can wipe away the teasing smile, he bites my lower lip. Sharp like a punishment, the tingling sensation reaches deep into my throat. The kiss is as fierce as a falling planet. Scorching and burning hot. Okay, that's where I was trying to go. It seemingly melts away the distance created by those days without his touch, and incinerates my accumulated frustration and restlessness.
Tell me you have no intention of calling off the engagement.
You care about this. That's childish. Unable to have a few seconds to breathe, I tilt my head back and let his trail of gentle kisses fall on my neck. He continues to go down. He catches my fingers as I run through his hair. They're enveloped in warmth and moisture. He slips the finger onto my ring once again. It now carries warmth from his mouth. He pushes it to the base of my finger.
You can say my behavior has been unusual. When we were apart, I missed you every single day.
My body feels weightless as Sylus carries me to the soft bed. We fall together, our legs and arms entangled. I take the initiative and close the distance between us this time. I know. I feel the same way. I caress his chest. His rhythmic heartbeat tickles my palm like a feather. The rhythmless beat pounds against my ears. Sylus's embrace seemingly melts me into him and slowly consumes everything I am bit by bit. Soon the last trace of rationality is burned. The world around us fades. In what remains of our senses, there's only each other's breaths, touch, warmth, and scent. Mirrored in the silken bedsheets, our consciousness drifts among the cosmos. Underneath the stars' radiance, our bodies are intertwined. I don't think about anything. I don't know anything. I only know that tonight Sylus was acting unusual. He's somewhat to my liking. After a night of deep sleep, the sky curtain is working as usual. It stimulates beautiful, tranquil morning light. I open my eyes. In the blurred vision, Sylus idly plays with my fingers. Ringed fingers are intertwined. The Empire's diamond chaos's Aetherstone glimmer brilliantly under the dawn. Waking up to his face, now I understand why monarchs would skip out on attending court. Unable to resist taking a few more admiring glances, I only move to completely when I'm completely satisfied. I slowly free myself from his embrace. The guards outside will change soon. You should leave while they do that.
You're kicking me out as soon as you wake up?
Smiling as he gets up, he gives me a chip, putting on his clothes. As I'm about to take it, his hand moves to the side.
If you want me to help you, you should at least tell me why.
Ever since I returned to Chaosy, I've been thinking about the Empire's defense system needs an upgrade. The magnetic fields of Chaosy are natural forms of defense. They're worth studying. I lie with a straight face, sit up straight, and pull the chip from Sylus's fingers.
In that case, I should ask you for payment.
He takes his belt from the chair and loops it around me. A slight pull brings me to his side.
You need to leave with me when I see you next time.
We're going somewhere?
Answer my question first.
What if our relationship is different the next time we meet? Sylus never agreed to spare the Empire from conflict, and I never said I wouldn't take action against Chaosy. Not to mention, I'm currently planning a campaign. Sylus is included in my calculations.
Let's make another deal, then. Should that happen, our relationship will return to what it was when we first met.
Outside, the sound of footsteps from the two groups of guards meeting as they change shifts resound.
So what's your answer?
I agree. I'm afraid that he and I are officially standing on the opposite sides the next time we meet. After parting ways with Sylus, I busy myself with the campaign's deployment and strategic discussions. 5 days have passed within the blink of an eye. In the day of the campaign, I held a secret rally of the mothership before setting out. I gave a speech to those participating in this battle. You shall take part in the war that could overturn the cosmic order. You will become the authors of history. Like the mighty dragons in those legendary epics, you shall be the architects of the new order. After today, the Cosmic Empire will continue to prosper. Passing through the warp point and arriving at Lorne, the scene before my eyes was beyond my expectations. Dangerous red lights from the approaching fleet flash, and every one of Zinlai's private soldiers has guns and blades embedded in the ether stones at their waists. Even though he was allied with the former sovereign of Kai, it'd be impossible for him to obtain weapon supply of this scale. Only one person could provide these etherstone weapons. Sylus. The forces participating in the encirclement are only a quarter of the Imperial army. Faced with etherstone weapons, victory is almost impossible for us. When did he learn of my plan and decide to turn the tables on me? You really are just like me. We're always merciless toward each other. So it comes to this. I know that if I were in Sylus's position, I would have made the same decision. Yet, anger still surges from my heart. I curse his name again and again. When did you learn of my plan? Did you feel the same way? I practically slam on the comms button of the mothership's console. All spaceships can hear my voice. All units, stay calm. You are to follow my orders, get into a defensive formation. Retreating is our
Your
only
Majesty,
priority.
Chaosi's sovereign is targeting you. You cannot fall into his hands. Please, come with me. I'll escort you back to the Empire.
A massive explosion echoes from the upper levels of the mothership. The hull violently shakes. Another laser pierces through the mothership. It's brutally torn in half. I grab the general and lunge. We narrowly escape disaster. Listen to me, call for reinforcements.
What about you, Your Majesty?
I'm staying here. I will never let myself fall into Sylus's hand. However, I want to stay here. I'll be the witness of Sylus walking toward the future he desires. I can't speak. My Jesus Christ. I can still hold on.
Are you waiting for reinforcements or the chance to give up?
He looks so good. Friend, you're infiltrating the enemy mothership?
You owe me a life. Don't forget to repay me.
Shake him off. Then let go of me.
Are you afraid you'll be unable to pay me back? Now it's our turn to level the playing field. I'm here to rescue you, Your Majesty. I wonder if the Empress still wants my belated assistance.
I want it. If I don't, you'll help me unconditionally.
If you agree to stand by my side, my loyalty, my power, and everything else that's mine, it will all be yours.
The coordinates of Sylus entered into the spaceship are the third planet in a solar system. Covered in yellow sand, it drifts in the cosmos. Through the porthole, my destroyed mothership gradually recedes in the distance along with that war where the tide battle had returned. All of it fades away. Zinlai's army is annihilated by Sylus, and Rogray has long since been captured. The victor is obvious.
I checked. Not a single person from your army died in Lorne. Do you feel relieved?
A blade spins out between my fingers, and I point it at Sylus. Explain yourself, Mr. Fiancé. Sylus smiles and takes a step back. He taps the holographic display behind him, and a fuzzy recording immediately begins to play.
Zinlai is Rogray's biggest supporter. Killing him was one of my objectives as well.
The former sovereign of Chaosi. He's no longer important. You can take him away. I can tell you everything. The galaxies he allied with, his hideouts. In exchange, I want to know the movements of the Cosmic Empire's current Empress. I want the Empire's throne and the head of the woman currently sitting on it. There's no conflict of interest between us. We can be friends. My army needs Erythrostone weapons. With your assistance, defeating the Empire will be effortless.
Unease rises deep within me. I turn off the recording. You used my plans to make a deal with Zinlai. Sylus, I could have sworn I told you to let me know when you were going to use me as bait.
Pretend you're me for a few seconds. Would telling you about my plans allow you to profit from the conflict?
I'm momentarily at loss of words. The answer would most likely be no, but I keep that to myself. When did you find out?
I knew from the beginning.
He smiles, holds up two fingers, and waves them in front of my face.
I've been watching you. It's like how you planted informants in Chaosi.
The spaceship glides past a brilliant star cluster's destroyed asteroids. It gradually approaches a sand-by yellow planet. That planet is called Earth. It's said to be the birthplace of all dragon-related legends. He takes my hand and leads me toward the deck. We stand on a boundless yellow sand, as if we landed on the softest page of a legendary tale.
Humans left this planet behind for hundreds of years. It was alone in this corner of the cosmos. Until we arrive. Maybe we'll become legends on this planet tomorrow. Like dragons.
The Empire won't fall because of one defeat. Because Chaosi's powers continues to grow stronger with each passing day. A delicate balance was achieved between the Empire and Chaosi. The Empire and that sovereign maintained a relationship between the two galaxies through their political marriage alliance. When their interests align, they're partners with perfect rapport. When their interests conflict, they become ruthless enemies to show each other no mercy. The entire cosmos holds its breath and waits for another clash between the Cosmic Empire and Chaosi. When that time comes, the universal order will shift. It is said that this is what the Empress, Ashley, me, and the Cosmic Empire, Sylus, Chaosi's sovereign, hope will happen. 418 years later, they welcomed such a future. And that a story of another time. Expert from the never-ending cosmos.